This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Trivia Thursday on the After Party Live. Hi, thank you for your patience and waiting for the show to start. I am grateful that you are here. I'm trying to figure out what happened on the Mark Thompson show with some things, so I think we got it all straightened out. And I'm excited because some great stories have come in, thanks to shadow producer Calvin Wong, who sent me the first two last night, and one of them is unbelievable, the story about this pet raccoon. Did you know in the state of Ohio, you can have a pet raccoon and it's perfectly fine? I guess that is a common pet, like cat, dog, raccoon. We'll dig into that in just a moment. But I also saw a message from, I want to say, Sandy, who talked about plumerias at Costco. What a great idea for Mother's Day. Thank you so much for the idea. Now I'm going to have to go to Costco and pick up a plumeria plant. Thank you for the $5. Kim N sets up a recurring PayPal payment. Thank you so much. Prakash S with $5. Wes yesterday sent in $5, and again the day before with another $5. Mary Zane sent in $10. So thank you guys so much for supporting this show via PayPal. The link is underneath the show description and in the About section of the After Party Live here on YouTube. People have asked me as well, can I send a check? I'm not equipped to do that yet. And so it has to go through the system because it's specifically earmarked for the show. So thank you to everyone who contributes this way and who even wants to, who wants to contribute, even if I can't take payments any other way yet. But thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All right, let's jump into it because boy, is this a whopper of a story. Shadow producer Calvin Wong for the win on this story. And it is about Chewy. Little Chewy, the pet raccoon. The police in Ohio saw this vehicle and realized that this driver had her license suspended and was wanted on a warrant. So they make a traffic stop. And when they make this traffic stop, pull over this car on a roadway in Ohio, they find inside the vehicle Chewy. Chewy is a pet raccoon, and he was holding a glass meth pipe. You can see here, Chewy holding the pipe. He's in the driver's seat with a crack pipe. The officer says the raccoon has the meth pipe. That's evidence now. So the officer takes the meth pipe away, and the raccoon pulls out another meth pipe. They said, when our officers are trained to expect the unexpected, finding a raccoon holding a meth pipe, that would be a first. This is the Springfield Township Police Department in Ohio. They do say that Chewy was unharmed, and that the driver ended up facing some drug charges and did actually have the proper documentation to own a raccoon in Ohio, where it is legal to domesticate a raccoon. They did, though, because of the meth pipe situation, end up inspecting this car and, according to police, found a bulk amount of methamphetamines, crack cocaine, 3 other methamphetamine pipes. The vehicle was, again, pulled over because the woman was said to have an active warrant and a suspended driver's license. She's a 55-year-old lady from Akron named Victoria, and she could now face additional charges for crack cocaine possession, pending lab results to make sure it really is crack cocaine, and she was turned over to police on her active warrant. The officers involved put Chewy in an animal carrier and had to contact the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to make sure that Chewy is rehomed to a safer location. They say, no matter what surprises may come our way, we're committed to keeping the community safe. And there is video of this entire incident from the camera on the officer's lapel. Here it is.
Okay. The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no. He's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Yeah. Clearly a first for the folks in Ohio. I think it's a first for all of us. Chewy the raccoon now safe. Here's another great story that also comes from Calvin Wong, and this one involves a penis necklace. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It is a necklace, and it is a penis necklace. I hope I don't get banned on YouTube from showing this, but here's what it looks like. Penis pendant, you know, as one does, wearing the penis pendant around your neck. This is a great archaeological find. We'll call it the Fun Times necklace. How about that? Archaeologists found this lucky Fun Times necklace pendant right near Hadrian's Wall. And you can see the surface of this pendant is really smooth. What does that mean? I think it means it was touched an awful lot, that someone liked to rub this good times pendant for good luck. Archaeologists at this Roman fort near Hadrian's Wall found this good luck charm in the shape of a phallus. They were doing some recent excavations and they found this quirky piece of jewelry, you could say. The area was under Roman occupation between 85 AD and 370 AD, and now it's this archaeological dig site. And this type of find provides insight into the people who lived there, worked there 2,000 years ago. It's made of jet gemstone. So it's a black Fun Times necklace. It's a smooth surface, suggesting the wearer touched it often for good luck. They think this little jet pendant was lost sometime in the early 4th century, right when this wall was constructed. Back then, jet was an increasingly common material used for jewelry, and good luck charms like this would have been worn by many of the soldiers at places like this as well. So, yeah, touched an awful lot for good luck. They said they're delighted to find this wonderful little artifact, and they think this is one of many discoveries to come from this area. They know that phallic imagery was a common symbol of good luck in Roman art, and that soldiers would often wear fist and phallus amulets for luck in battle. Parents would kit their children out with phallic shaped pendants to protect them from the evil eye as well. So, this is not something that's unexpected. The symbols have been found on a wide range of Roman objects, from mosaics to lamps. At least 59 phallic representations have been identified along Hadrian's Wall as well, and in the associated forts around this area. They did find also a phallus symbol carved into a stone slab, and phallus symbols on ink tablets, boxing gloves, boots, and shoes at this site as well. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks, Calvin Wong. We appreciate that. Our Thursday would not have been the same without this little gem. I kind of want it. I want to wear it around. No, I don't want to wear it around. Guess what? Turon season is upon us. Here we go again. Come on, you guys. Look at the sign. Does the sign not indicate that you're not supposed to approach the wildlife? Can we not see the sign, read the sign, comprehend the sign, and stay out of the buffalo area, the bison area? This happened at Yellowstone National Park. Another tourist got too close and was gored by a bison in Yellowstone National Park. Happened earlier this week. Guy just got too close. 47-year-old Florida man. approached it a little too closely, according to a press release out of Yellowstone National Park. The guy was injured, minor injuries, treated by emergency personnel in the park. They're still investigating the incident. It's the first bison goring of 2025, but the park says every year there's a handful of tourists, we like to call them Turons, that meet a similar fate. There were 2 reported gorings in 2024, 1 in 2023. So we're off to a great spring and summer vacation start in Yellowstone with this Florida man out of Cape Coral, Florida, being gored by a bison. You know, they have these short, curved horns with a sharp point, and they will puncture your skin. It is no joke. Bison have injured more people in Yellowstone than any other animal, including grizzly bears. So I know you want the picture, but back off, Betty. It's a wild animal. Come on now. The bison, the largest land dwelling mammal in North America, they've lived in Yellowstone Park since prehistoric times. This is their place. We're casual observers, all right? The buffalo, bison, are unpredictable. They will defend their space when they are threatened. And mating season, which is July and August, they can be very, very aggressive. So watch out. The park says the recent goring incident this week highlights the importance of giving wildlife their space and respect while you're visiting national parks and other wild places. They are encouraging visitors to stay at least 25 yards. That's 2 bus lengths, and I would argue even more, away from the bison. They weigh up to 2,000 pounds. They can run 35 miles an hour. So if you're like me and maybe you don't move as fast, plan accordingly. They can run 35 miles an hour, which means 2 bus lengths. I might want to go 4 bus lengths, I'm thinking. I don't know. Bring your zoom lens instead of using your feet to get close. How's that? It looks like the guy suffered minor injuries. He'll be okay. But this didn't have to happen, did it? No, I don't think so either. I'm glad we agree. Go into the chat because we've had some good stories. Yeah, Calvin says your camera has a zoom lens. Come on. I'm on a roll. Well, that's what you do. Don't try to mate with a bison, says Gordon. Viewfinder says my cheap camera lacks a bison zoom. Maybe it won't notice me. Creep up for a close up. I think your life is more important than the close up. I don't know. Watch out for the big buffalo. You may become roadkill. Binoculars, a win, says Tammy. Gordon says, I don't think I could run 35 miles per hour. I guess I should have my husband drive at 35 miles per hour down the road and see if I could keep up. I don't think I could. Nullifidian says the fastest person in the world can't run 35 miles per hour. Okay, so in their defense, perhaps 35 miles per hour is their top speed. So when they are mad and they think you're too close and they take off running at you, perhaps they're only going 20 miles an hour. I would argue that even that would be a little too fast for me to get away quickly. I don't know. 10 maybe, says Gordon. 10 miles an hour, maybe I could run. Jennifer says, yeah, you can't run 35 miles an hour. No, I can't. I can't do it. Nope. Whoopee, says Mindy. You can get gored on your vacation. How fun. Please. Yeah, I did say a Florida man, but he was at Yellowstone, so it's not a Friday Fabulous Florida story. Although it should be, right? Yeah. What do these people expect? Says Heather in a much more colorful way. They need to make it like the sign on the lawnmower or something. What? I don't know what that means. Like on the side of, put it on the side of the bison? I don't know, Josh. I'm sorry. I'm too dim to understand that one. I am. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's exactly right, Jennifer. Buffalo considered wildlife. Bison, yeah, they're wildlife. They're a wild animal. They're not a domesticated animal, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, Yvonne says a unique Aunt Sally had a fun light switch. You can imagine the button. Excellent. Rev consistently carries his good luck charm with him. That is nice. Heather saying there's a lot of peen carvings in Pompeii as well. It was fun trying to find them. Now that's a vacation right there. Nice. Jennifer said I heard his wife gave it to him so he'd leave his own alone when they were out in public. That's funny. All right. Let's do the lotto of the day. We do have some trivia coming up. And Nullifidian says 27.79, the fastest a person can run, 27, almost 28 miles an hour. Yeah. So 35 miles an hour, they're going to outrun you. And I'm thinking, even if 27.79 is the fastest, I'm definitely not the fastest. I'm probably not even in the top half of fastest. So 2 bus lengths, no, that's not going to work out. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the lotto of the day, although I really do like this picture. We'll go to this story about the mom's birthday. It's always nice to use numbers that are meaningful to you in some way. And this Maryland woman said there are memories of her mom that led to her winning $50,000 in a lottery drawing. She's from Frederick County, Maryland, and the ticket that she bought for the April 29th drawing at Carroll Fuel had a set of numbers that she said are close to her heart. She said, I've been thinking about my mom recently, and more so than I usually do, and it gave me the idea to use some numbers from her birthday for my pick 5. She checked the results of the drawing and said it was unbelievable. I went from joy to doubt, back to joy again, back to doubt. She said the $50,000 prize money comes at a perfect time because they had some bills coming due soon, and this takes care of all of them. Yay! Someone who needs it wins it. I love that. I have a second lottery story. I know it's like a bonanza of lotto winning today. And this story is about this man in North Carolina who said it was a wild hair that led to his lottery win. His name is Kenneth. He lives in Whiteville, and he said he got off work Friday night and he felt an unexplained urge. He got a wild hair to buy a lottery ticket. He said, I just got a wild hair and decided to buy one. Something just told me, get that ticket. So he selected a 30 Maximilian ticket when he was at the Minuteman Food Mart in Whiteville. And he said it was a pleasant surprise to uncover a $1 million prize. He said it was like a once in a lifetime dream. He, he said the first person he told about his win was a coworker, and they fist bumped. His winnings will go toward paying off his truck, maybe buying a house there in North Carolina. So Kenneth gets $1 million. Very nice. Very nice. Here's a story about the shingles vaccine. I've heard a lot about this vaccine and questions, and does it affect your heart health? There's a new study that says the shingles vaccine could actually protect your heart health. This study was published Tuesday in the European Heart Journal, and it was done at Kyunghee University College of Medicine in Seoul, South Korea. What they found is this shingles vaccine, the people who get it have a 23% lower risk of health problems like stroke, heart failure, and heart disease. They say the protective effect lasts for 8 years. The assistant professor who was participating in this study said it suggests that the shingles vaccine may help lower the risk of heart disease even in people without known risk factors. So, shingles occurs in people who've had chicken pox infections earlier in their lives. It's a herpes zoster, which lies dormant in nerve cells for decades and then can reemerge to cause painful rash, blisters, other symptoms as well. Without vaccination, about 30% of people may develop shingles in their lifetime. In addition to the rash, it's been linked to a higher risk of heart problems. So they wanted to find out if getting vaccinated could lower that risk. So they tracked the health of nearly 1.3 million South Koreans aged 50 and older, and they did the study between 2012 and 2021. Half of the people got the shingles vaccine, the other half didn't. And the results showed this, that among people who got the vaccine, there was, again, a 23% lower risk of heart health problems overall, a 26% lower risk of stroke, heart attack, or death from heart disease, 26% lower risk of heart failure, 22% lower risk of heart disease. And when they were looking at it, they were thinking, well, why would this be? And they think that a shingles infection can cause blood vessel damage, inflammation, and clot formation that then could lead to heart disease. And by preventing the shingles, the vaccine lowers those risks. They said men and people younger than 60 and people with unhealthy lifestyles particularly benefit from the shingles vaccine heart health protections. Smoking, drinking, a lack of exercise, those were among the unhealthy habits that were noted for this. They said the study found stronger benefits in younger people because of a better immune response, and in men, possibly due to differences in vaccine effectiveness. Now, is this a for sure deal? Of course, they need more research, more studies to show the connection in this. This research involved Asian people and might not be applicable to people from other backgrounds. They don't know because they haven't tested that yet. They did use a live zoster vaccine. So it was a weakened form of the virus that causes shingles. Zostavax is no longer available in the United States. So is it the same with the vaccine Shingrix? They don't know. They didn't test that. Is it the same with people of varying races? They didn't test that. So the findings are interesting, but there's a lot more questions to be answered when it comes to vaccine heart health and the shingles vaccine. That's interesting story. Some cool things that were found at a zoo. Old tapes, zoo oddities were found, spotted. At the London Zoo, hundreds of old film reels discovered. And they showed some really cool things. Uh, they're looking now for experts to help preserve and digitize the film that's decaying inside of these canisters, which date from the 1960s to the 1990s. They were in the archives of the Zoological Society of London, and they have a lot of artifacts, including souvenir soaps shaped like polar bears. There's an ostrich egg they found from the 1930s, and more than 200 film reels that need to now be digitized. They've been sifting through storage rooms because their bicentennial at the London Zoo is coming up, and they don't know what's on a lot of these old films. They say they have some clues as to what might be on them, but cryptic. Some just say zoo oddities, and they have no idea what that could be. Then there's one that says giant panda mating. So they said maybe we take a deep breath before we watch that one. But some interesting historical things happened. One of the things that happened is a broadcasting history starting at the London Zoo. The BBC was sent there to film Zoo Quest. And it's a program that they had started with, and they had a problem when one of the zoologists fell ill. And so a producer named David Attenborough stepped in as a presenter. He was a producer, stepped in when one of the other presenters got sick, and it marked the first television appearance of this world-renowned naturalist, David Attenborough. So there he is in his first appearance on cam. They think that there were some other interesting things that happened at that zoo. And here is Chin Chin, who may be on one of the reels because Chi Chi rather. Chi Chi is mentioned. The London Zoo's famous giant panda passed away in 1972 and maybe on some of the reels of film there. So there's some cool things on the canisters of oddities that could be uncovered. Some of the film has already been affected by a type of decay called vinegar syndrome, which makes the film brittle and it shrinks a little bit and has a really bad sour odor. But they think the reels might hold some exciting snippets from the early days of wildlife broadcasting. And if they aren't digitized soon, this could be lost forever. So they're really working to get that done. Some interesting research out of the Parthenon. The archaeologists have been studying the use of light and optical secrets. An archaeologist from Oxford, Mark's alma mater, had a breakthrough in blending archaeology and advanced 3D technology. This Oxford University archaeology professor is named Juan de Lara, and Juan has shown how ancient Greeks used advanced lighting techniques to transform the inside of the Parthenon into a stage of what he calls a divine spectacle. It was a 4-year-long study that he did, published in the Annual of the British School at Athens, and he says it answers an ancient mystery about how light was used in this temple dedicated to Athena on the Acropolis of Athens. Instead of traditional visions, the Greek temples as bright marble spaces, his research shows that the Parthenon was kept very dim, darkened inside, and that they did it on purpose to create this theatrical setting for dramatic lighting effects that seem to illuminate this statue of Athena, this giant statue made in 438 BCE. And de Lara used advanced digital modeling and physically based light simulation to figure out, within a margin of error, only 2 centimeters, what happened when the light shined through a certain area. And look at this. The whole statue lights up and glows in this dim room. On specific mornings, de Lara says, during the time of the Parthenaic festival, when the goddess was being celebrated every 4 years, the light of the sun would enter the temple through its eastern doorway. It would fall upon Athena's golden robes, illuminating her against the darkened interior, which was a calculated, awe-inspiring illusion. He writes, imagine entering the Parthenon, your eyes, still weary from the bright sun outside, slowly adjusting to the gradual darkness within. And as the sunlight filters through the temple's doorway, it strikes the gold of the goddess's robes with a luminous vertical beam. And that, he said, was the effect that the architects intended to create. And he said it must have been magical. Here's a scale representation of that. You can see where the sun would have come in through that doorway, illuminating those robes. It's cool to figure out how it all works and how it all went down, right? Speaking of, I should have done the story right after the goring incident. But speaking of our national parks, your money is no good here anymore. They're going cashless. You'll have to pay with your Apple Pay or your phone or your cards. 2 more California national parks are putting in this controversial guest policy that prohibit visitors from paying their entrance fees in cash. This starts this month on May 21st. Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, this is Kings Canyon you're looking at, will no longer accept cash at the entrance stations. They are the latest to enact this policy to improve the efficiency and the security of fee handling among the park staff. According to SF Gate, during the peak season, the park rangers can spend up to 8.5 hours a day documenting, sorting, reporting, and transferring all the cash receipts. And so the thinking is moving to a cashless system will reduce the amount of time that the park staff have to spend dealing with the cash and will make them available for other work, which, with all the cuts in the national park system, they need to be available for other work, right? There's got to be somebody to clean the bathroom instead of count the money. So once the policy goes into effect, May 21st, visitors to Sequoia and Kings Canyon here in California will only be allowed to pay via mobile payment, credit or debit card, or by purchasing a park pass at a nearby third-party vendor. And that will apply to entrance stations, backcountry permit issuing stations, and campgrounds. They say the cash will still be accepted at the retail stores. They have some bookstores and some gift shops and a little restaurant. You can use cash there. You can also get a park pass or an entrance pass online in advance. You can do it that way as well. And it's a controversial thing because it should be legal tender in the United States, right? I mean, when you start saying that cash is not good, what does that say about our legal tender and our money system? There's people at national park sites in Arizona, New York, and Georgia that sued over national parks not accepting cash. And here we are, we're doing this in California. There's another Disneyland coming, Disney park, I should say. Disney is building its 7th theme park, and this one will go in the United Arab Emirates. They have all the cool stuff there, right? The UAE getting the 7th Disney park, which, you know, good for them. Why not get the Disney park in there? The waterfront resort is going up on Yas Island on the outskirts of Abu Dhabi, which already has a Formula One Grand Prix. The Ferrari and Warner Brothers amusement parks, they've got a SeaWorld, they've got a water park, and now they'll have a Disney park as well. The Federation of 7 Sheikdoms that comprise the United Arab Emirates, the capital of which is Abu Dhabi, is home to 9 million people. And there's a lot of tourism here. They've had a real estate boom. And they have recently the city's highest ever tourism numbers. So it's a destination spot. And a lot of people come through on Emirates Airlines and Etihad Airways. Apparently, 120 million airline passengers travel through Abu Dhabi and Dubai every year. The theme park announcement is being made ahead of a visit by who shall not be named on this show, the commander-in-chief. And he's promised a series of business deals with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE as well. Disney handling the design and the development, license its intellectual property, providing development and management services, but they will not be providing capital for this project. And they will earn royalties based on the resort revenues. The theme park is being built and operated by Miral, Miral. So they've been involved in the development of almost all the entertainment complexes built on this Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. So far, we don't know when this park will open or a projected opening date, but there you go. The 7th Disneyland, Disney World, Disney, whatever you want to call it, Disney Park opening here in Abu Dhabi, or there, I should say. Okay, before we jump into trivia, I thought this was kind of interesting. You can vote on this one. Now, your vote won't mean anything, but I thought it was kind of cool. There is a memorial that is going to be built in honor of Queen Elizabeth II, and it is going up in right near the Buckingham Palace in London. And there are 5 proposed design concepts for the Queen Elizabeth II Memorial in St. James Park that are now up in an online gallery so that the public can provide some feedback. So I thought we'd take a look at them. And here's number 1. And this one I really like. It almost looks like a flower design, a place to congregate in the middle of this river. I'll call this number 1. This was designed with a sculptor, Helena Caswell. It is named the Bridge of Togetherness. It's a memorial walk with a centerpiece containing a statue of the Queen shaded by 8 sculptural lilies. The design rooted in the idea of togetherness, which they call a physical expression of what the Queen stood for above all else, they say, which is unity. And I like it. It's got this gathering place right in the middle with her statue. What a lovely way to be honored. Number 2 on the list is this bridge. It looks like a cool bridge, a long bridge. It's called the Bridge of Togetherness. My apologies. It's called this one, it's a unity bridge. It's a stone path leading to a unity bridge. All right. Sorry about that. That was the last one. So the statue, there would be a statue of the Queen, and then there would be some gates, and then this unity bridge, which would be a space for reflection and shared experience. The unity bridge would be the crowning jewel of the path and the memorial journey. You're supposed to walk along this unity bridge. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, why not, right? So here's another one. This one is also a bridge, and it's called the I don't know if it has a name. Oh, it's a pair of bridges, this one. It's like a double bridge whammy. Here it is. Yeah. So you've got the 2 bridges in this one. This is number 3 on the list. This is a pair of overlapping bridges right at the centerpiece of the design. So right in the middle of the river, the 2 bridges would overlap. It looks like some people are walking one way. I don't know if it's like, you're walking one way on one bridge and one way on another. I don't know if that's the point, or if you can go both ways on both bridges. The vision is for a thread of pathways and landscapes gently woven through the natural fabric of St. James Park, its trees, lake, and terrain, creating a contemplative journey that honors the Queen's seven decades of service. So here's the 4th one. I think this is number 4 on the list. The 4th one, it's kind of cool. I don't mean to influence your voting at all, but look at that. This one is an exact cast of an oak would be the centerpiece in this one. It is set on a plinth, this oak. It's not a real tree. It's a cast of a tree. Set on a plinth within the lake, the oak would have a curved bridge built alongside of it. The central composition formed by an exact cast of an awe-inspiring oak from Windsor Great Park, and the tree would be to represent Queen Elizabeth II's strength, endurance, and the historic place of the monarchy in our Constitution. And then a gracefully curved stone bridge would connect the memorial to the surrounding landscape. And it would be a viewing platform and a civic space. So, there you go. That's the tree one. And the last one on the list for your consideration is this one. I think it kind of looks just like a regular bridge, but okay, it's the final proposal. And it is set in bedrock, as was the Queen's Nation set in bedrock. And it is bedrock that they have created this bridge over soil, tree roots, and water, a meandering flow of geology, carrying people through an ephemeral choreography of blossoming and color beneath the high tree canopy. So they got to pick one of these 5. And after the public is consulted, the final design will be revealed next year, April of 2026. And then I don't know how long it'll take to build this. So which one do you like the most? Do you like option number 1 with the lilies and the statue in the center? Do you like option number 2, the Unity Bridge? Do you like option number 3, the overlapping bridge, bringing people together? Do you like option number 4, the cast tree statue on a plinth alongside a bridge? Or do you like option number 5, this bedrock bridge? I'm going to the chat. See what you like the best. Let's see. Lot of votes for the oak tree. Sandy says tree. Mama says tree. Number 4 for the win. Was number 4 the tree? Now I have to go back to the pictures and look. Yep, number 4 was the tree. I'll put the tree up then. You guys like the tree? Oh, the great tree of the elves, says Rev. Tammy's all for the tree. I like the waterfowl. What's the waterfowl? I don't know which one that means. Oak tree, says Deidre. Tree, says Gordon. Golden oak, says Nullifidia. It's a unanimous after party decision. Maud says, I bet 1 wins though. Sandy likes 3 and 4 the best. Rhonda just saw a squirrel. Mama says glowing tree. The tree wins. Yeah, 1 and 4. Those are my choices, Eileen. 1 and 4. But that tree is really cool, like how it lights up at night. Pretty special. If they keep the lights on it. Although in the day it probably would look cool too. That's a rendering. Deidre likes number 1, but the tree is pretty. Tree is pretty, says Nancy. I think it's all about the tree. Phineas says it looks like the burning bush. Oh no. Put some prep H on the burning bush. No. Trevor says that might look a little Trumpy, the golden tree. You light up my life. I love you guys. Yeah, I would have agreed with you. I like this one and this one because they look interesting and special and different. I think it might be, I don't know, it's hard to see what's going on under the bridge part here, but you could still probably row your kayak or paddle down this river if that's allowed in this area. This one, it kind of looks like it takes up all the space. I don't know if you could get by. You have to get out of your kayak, drag it around this giant thing. But I do like that there's a statue of her involved in this, so that's kind of cool. The other ones just look like basic bridges to me. I don't know. All right. I have some people to thank. Oh my goodness, you guys. Susan Roberts coming through. Thanks, Kim, for your great shows and your hard work. Susan Roberts, thank you for your $15. What a nice thing to do. Speaking of great shows, let me remind you guys that tonight at 5 p.m. is the Nikki Maduro show. It's cocktails, mocktails, and politics. And Nikki and I have a great time along with all of you. So please make sure that you note it on your phone, a little alarm, and that you remember to come hang out with us. And thank you, Susan Roberts, for the 15. Much appreciated. It is 50 from Maud Day. Happy Mama Day, Lovey. Happy Mama Day to you too. Thank you. Yeah, Mother's Day this weekend, right? And thank you for that lovely contribution. What a nice thing to do. I appreciate that very much. Nick, happy Mother's Day. You guys are celebrating the mom. That's great. Thanks, Nick. Really nice. A 15 from Nick as well. So kind. And I don't know what my kids have planned for Mother's Day, but I'm sure it'll be good. Yeah, it is awesome. Phineas keeps forgetting 5 p.m. is the Nikki Maduro show, so please don't forget. All right, are you guys ready? We are running out of time, and I cannot leave you high and dry on Trivia Thursday after party style. We must do some trivia, and so here it is. Deidre's ready. She's ready to go. All right. Viewfinders, they wouldn't tell us in advance what today's trivia topic was about. Now I see why not. Why not? I don't know. Was there a reason for that? Do I usually announce it? Sometimes I'll put it in the show description, but I never announce it the day before. I mean, I could. Would you like to change after party rules and regulations? I could do that. I'll make this a democracy. It's totally open to a vote. Right on. All right, you guys, are you ready? Are you ready? Here it comes. I was trying to do some trivia that is medical terminology. And instead, I went back to medicine. And I know I do a lot of anatomy and stuff. This is more disease and chemical reactions in the body type of trivia. So that's where we're going for this. All right. And here is the first question. It is, what is the part of the brain responsible for regulating body temperature, hunger, and thirst? What is the part of the brain responsible for regulating body temperature, hunger, and thirst? Mhm. Hypothalamus is what I was looking for, and that would be, see who got that first. Hypothalamus, Rev P throwing it down. Hypothalamus, and SJ Lola has it, and let's see who else has it. Hypothalamus. Calvin Wong has it, and Eileen has it. Nice. Well done. Good question, right? Okay. Which disease is characterized by the gradual degeneration of nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord? Which disease is characterized by the gradual degeneration of nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord? That's right. You got it. It is ALS, and Rev P has it as ALS, and that is indeed the case. John has ALS. That is right. Tammy has it. SJ Lola has it. Thank you, SJ. Nullifidian has it as well. Gordon, ALS is correct. Viewfinders has it, and Phineas and Eileen. ALS, yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna suck at this category. No, you might not. Well, there might be some that you can get, right? What is the medical term for a heart attack? What is the medical term for a heart attack? Starts with an M. Mhm. Starts with an M. Yep, myocardial infarction. That would be the term I am looking for. Mod Day says it's horrible. Myocardial infarction. Yes, Nancy has it as well, as does Uncle Jim, Jennifer L. Heather has it, and Chris from Menlo has it. Infarction, I'll take. Myocardial as well. Pardon me. Cough break. Sip of vanilla tea to keep me going through trivia. Phineas has it, and Rhonda has it. Nullifidian. And yeah, well done. I'll even take Dan's. Myocardial infarction. I see it. I know a typo when I see it. That's cool. Paddles clear, says Calvin Wong. If you watch medical TV shows, you should know that one, right? Yeah. What is the primary function of the alveoli? What is the primary function of the alveoli? I only watch MASH. We know what happens in the lungs, but what do they do? Alveoli. The what? Help you breathe. That simplifies it. Like it. I like that a lot. Breathing. Josh, with a more technical exchanging of gases. Yes, that is correct. Oxygen to the bloodstream. I'll take it. Respiration, says Phineas. Oxygen exchange, says Nancy V. Even more accurate. Air into blood, says Chris from Menlo. Oxygen in the lungs. Yes. Gas exchange between kings and blood. Okay. Kings, like Bloods and Crips. Get oxygen to the blood. Yep. Transfer of oxygen. Lungs. Oh, gas exchange between the lungs and the blood. Okay. Nice. Boy, spell check did a number on that one. The technical answer is yes, they facilitate the alveoli, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the lungs, what you breathe in versus what you breathe out. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. You guys are extra awesome to ward off small violins. What is the medical term for nearsightedness? What is the medical term for nearsightedness? Mhm. Medical term for nearsightedness. Yes, it is SJ, who I think popped in first with it. Myopia. Yeah, I'll take that, Gordon. Myopia. Pua. We like it. I know you were trying to spell it, Deidre. I'm taking it. Blue Spark has it. Nullifidian has it. Gordon has it. Eileen has it. Heather's jamming today. Viewfinders has it. Trevor's on it. So is Rhonda. Myopathy. Myopathy, myopia, tomato, tomato. Yes, I'll take it. And Mark Thompson. That's true. Phineas with myopia. Yes. And Dan has it too. Well done, you guys. Looking good. Looking good. What is the medical term for inflation of the liver? What is the medical term for inflation of the liver? Inflation of the liver. Fatty liver, cirrhosis. That's fluid in the liver, isn't it? Too much a drink. Horrid. This is true. Fatty liver, something itis, cirrhosis, drunkard. Think of the prefix or the first letters that would represent liver. I'll give you that. HEP, HEP. Inflation of the liver. Inflammation. Inflation. Your liver's inflated. We've pumped it full of air. Inflammation of the liver. Sorry. That's operator error over here. Inflammation of the liver. That's funny. Yeah. Hepatitis is the right word. HEPA. HEP. Inflammation. So hepatitis. Yes, Heather. Heather gets it right. So does John. And thank you, Heather, for the correction. Save the liver. John Slade has hepatitis. And you got the HEPA right? Heather's got it. Rev P has it. Phineas has it. Uncle Jim, Sandy, Nullifidian. That was my bad, though. If you didn't get that one, it's my bad for being a crappy question asker. So I'm gonna take that one. We're gonna just take that one and we're gonna stick it under the rug and hope no one looks under there. What is the medical term for an abnormally low body temperature? What is the medical term for an abnormally low body temperature? Low. It is hypothermia. Yes, hypo something. Hypothermia. Let's see. What do we have here? It is Phineas. Hypothermia. Phineas gets it. And so does Uncle Jim. And Deidre hypo. Rather than hyper, right? Hypo. And John Slade has hypothermia. And Heather has it. And Rev P has it. And Josh is in with hypothermia. SJ Lola. And Viewfinders with hypothermic, but I think that might be a typo, so I'll take it. Eileen with hypo. Rhonda has it. And so does Chris. Brightest, says Trevor. Nancy has it. Hypo, says Nancy. And Calvin. Yep. Okay. Well done. Which disease is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus, and it's often referred to as the kissing disease? The kissing disease. You probably would leave the infectious off the top, but it's infectious blank. Mononucleosis is the correct answer, and I see a lot of monos popping in. Jennifer L, Trevor, Rev P, SJ. Nice try. Maud has it. Deidre has it. Sandy too. JT and Chris and Tammy and Rhonda and Nancy, John Slade and Viewfinders and Finn and Gordon. All right, you guys, nicely done. Okay. Here's some other questions for you. The hormone responsible for controlling the sleep-wake cycle. We talked about it on the Mark Thompson show today. What is the hormone responsible for controlling the sleep-wake cycle? Medication, which according to replacing this hormone is not good for you, according to Dr. Daigneault. And it is indeed melatonin, not serotonin, but melatonin is the right answer. And it looks like Deidre had this one first by SJ Lola coming through. Uncle Jim and Josh and Sandy and Heather, Eileen, Chris from Menlo, Phineas, Gordon. I just like saying, instead of just Chris, I like saying Chris from Menlo because Menlo sounds like a cool place. Nancy has it. Rhonda, Phineas, John Slade, Rev. You guys are all melatonins. Yep. I think sex helps to sleep, says Donald the Gloomy Maine Coon. I don't know why you have gloomy in your name title if that's how you're falling asleep. I think you should have Donald the Very Happy Maine Coon. I don't know. Not Melania. No, it's not. Never that. Don't do it. Which disease is caused by a deficiency of vitamin C? Which disease is caused by a deficiency of vitamin C? You guys are quick to the uptake with that. Trevor says that's scurvy. That's correct. Scurvy, says Trevor, and John Slade and SJ Lola and Jennifer L. Tammy, JT, Blue Spark, Sandy, a cold. Nope. Scurvy, says Rev P and Nancy and Josh and Eileen and Heather and Rhonda, and the list goes on, and you guys are all over it today. What is the medical term for a brain bleed? I'll take two different answers on this one. What is the medical term for a brain bleed? I know. I saw you got it, Trevor. I was super happy. This is a brain bleed. Scallywagitis. I'll take that. Brain bleed. It is a hemorrhage. What type of hemorrhage? Give me more. It is yeah, I'll take that. Cerebral hematoma. We said hemorrhage. I think I'll take it. The answer I'm looking for is intracerebral hemorrhage, although I've also referred to it called intracranial hemorrhage as well. So intracerebral hemorrhage, intracranial hemorrhage, those are the answers I was looking for. What do we have? Although an aneurysm does snap and cause bleeding in your brain as well. Yeah, intracranial hemorrhage, says John Slade. That would be correct. Brain hemorrhage, yep. Aneurysm or subdural hemorrhage, I'll take it all. Subdural hemorrhage, I've heard as well. That's about where it is in your brain, right? Yeah. So that is the answer. Let's see if you like this. This is road trip trivia. Which state has the longest coastline? Which state has the longest coastline? I know we're going late. We'll do another 2 minutes and then we'll end it. Which state has the longest coastline? I would have answered too, California, but it is indeed Alaska. Has the longest coastline. Deidre in the back seat of the car wins the road trip trivia question. Alaska is the answer. Jennifer L says Alaska. So does SJ and Nullifidian and Uncle Jim. Ooh, that would have been a good one too. Florida. It's Alaska. Trevor has it. And so does Jim and Josh and Blue Spark. And who else? I'm seeing John Slade and Gordon and Rhonda and William. Good job. I know, it's all the way up there. You don't really think about it, right? Yeah. What is the only US state that borders just one other state? What is the only US state that borders just one other state? I don't think so. Did I? If I did, my bad. I'm sorry. It is Maine. Only borders one other state. Maine, says Trevor and Deidre and Tammy and John and Uncle Jim and Heather. And everyone in the passenger van gets a prize on this one. And Jim and Jennifer L and Nancy and everybody's got this one. Well done. And Chris from Menlo. Yeah, you are. You're killing it. Viewfinder says it. Yeah. I like that one. Okay. Which is the only state in the United States that grows coffee commercially? I might have asked this one before. I don't know. The only state that grows coffee commercially. Aloha, people. It is Hawaii. And lots of people got this one right. Phineas first to the keyboard with Hawaii. SJ Lola, Jennifer L, Deidre, who may well be on the beaches of Maui as we speak, Sandy, Rev P, Tammy, Nullifidian, Jim, Chris from Menlo, Nancy, Josh has Hawaii, Eileen does, and so does Mama and Heather. Yeah, Hawaii is the correct answer. Next question. Which two states have their official names starting with the? This is their official names. Which two states have the official names that start with the? I did not know this. Luis for 5. Kim, are we drinking this evening? I mean, is there a Nikki Maduro show tonight? Yes, there is, Luis. That would be 5 p.m. Cocktails, mocktails, politics, and lots of fun. I hope you'll be there, and thank you for the $5. Really, really nice. Kauai grows coffee too. Yeah, I don't think we were defining it by island, but as Hawaii encompassing the entire state. The Dakota, Massachusetts, and Virginia. The correct answer on this one is the state of Rhode Island and the state of Ohio. They have their official names starting with the state of Rhode Island and the state of Ohio. Did anybody get it right? I see Carolinas, Massachusetts, Virginia, PA, Dakota. I don't see anybody got this one. Well, at least we learned on that one, right? Yeah, John's like, we learned it. The state of Rhode Island and the state of Ohio. Yeah. So there you go. All right, we need to wrap it up. I know I've taken too much of your time today. So I'll end it with this. Something for my history people. What was the first United State to ratify the Constitution? What was the first U.S. state to ratify the Constitution? It was indeed Delaware. Yeah. Jim Shields has Dell, and Uncle Jim did, and Josh and Phineas and Tammy had it, and Eileen is all over it. So is Heather. Delaware is what I am looking for. Jennifer L is on it. Well done. And that, my friends, is trivia Thursday after party style. And a humongous thank you for participating on road trivia. I could see us all in a big old bus playing the trivia, going somewhere fun on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you for doing that. Really fun doing that with you guys every week. I really enjoy it. Got any trivia categories that you've been itching for me to bring up? Maybe next week you'd like us to do something a little different? You can email it to me, kim@theafterparty.live, and I would love to take your suggestions, as Calvin Wong has been sending me stories. Teacher Lori sends me stories. I love to get party mail from you guys. kim@theafterparty.live, the best way to reach me. So thank you to everyone who does that. Thank you to everyone who has contributed on the After Party Live today, and that includes Susan Roberts with 15 and a nice message. Nice happy Mother's Day message too from Maud, and $50. Wowzers. Nick as well with 15. So nice, you guys. And 5 from Luis, who I hope you will join me at the Nikki Maduro show. Thank you for that reminder for everyone. So appreciate you. And everyone who contributes via PayPal as well, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. And the address can be found in the show description every single day. And there's a hot link in the About tab here on the After Party Live. All right, everybody, that be it. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you tonight, 5 p.m. on the Nikki Maduro show. Until then, make it a good couple hours until we meet again. Bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Ooh, insect trivia. Okay, that's good. I don't know why. That's weird. Oh, you have to rewind for that. They touched it a lot, Phineas. p.m. The Nikki Maduro Show. Meet you there.